shoulders, we are marching to the slow.
Cowboy Junkies. I mean, you know, they're a legendary band. I mean, they have an unbelievably dedicated following, a fan base. And for them to experience the Trinity Sessions, you know, to hear a complete album from start to finish, is going to be a great treat for the audience. I'm Mark Packer, and I'm the Executive Director of the South Orange Performing Arts Center. There's a great deal of competition to be able to contract acts and to get, you know, the high caliber, high quality performers that audiences want to see so badly. We very strategically have tried to create a niche for singer-songwriters and for music that kind of falls under the rubric of Americana.
At SOPAC, the Cowboy Junkies played their iconic 1988 album, The Trinity Session, straight through. The platinum-selling album was recorded in their hometown of Toronto at the Church of the Holy Trinity with just one microphone. Their most famous single is on this album, a cover of the Velvet Underground's Sweet Jane.
Anyone who's ever had a heart wouldn't turn around and break it. And anyone who's ever played a part wouldn't turn around and hate it. Sweet Jane.
If we had to do this 10 years ago, I don't think we could have, because it's a wonderful thing to have an album that people associate you with and to have a successful album or a successful song. So you owe so much to that album. That album gave us our career, and so we owe everything to it. But there's also this part of you after you do it that kind of wants to break away. It's almost like being a teenager. You know, you love your parents, but you gotta break away and start your own life and do your thing. So you pull away from it. And, you know, for years we didn't even play Sweet Jane because, yes, we're Cowboy Junkies, the Trinity Session album guys, but we're also musicians and we have other things to do. Now, again, like the teenagers, as you grow older, you go back to your parents and realize they're not as stupid as you thought they were. We're sort of now at that point. I think we can go back to the Trinity Session and love it again and realize what a beautiful album it was and is. And it's so easy to play.
The Cowboy Junkies is a family band, with siblings Margo, Michael, and Peter Timmins, joined by bassist Alan Anton and multi-instrumentalist Jeff Bird.
I'm the middle sister, because I have an older brother, and then I have my little brothers. Pete's on drums, and Mike's guitar and runs the band, so he's the boss, and I'm the sister. It's good. I mean, I've never been in another band, so I can't sort of compare it. But I do know that I don't think I would have lasted this long if I wasn't in a band with my brothers.
I will quit my life, work on that building too.
I get asked all the time, how come we're still together after all these years? Most family bands break up. And I think it's just that we have protected the family itself more than we've protected the band, because if Cowboy Junkies breaks up and Mike and I start not talking, it'll affect something bigger than Cowboy Junkies, which is our family, you know, and it'll break a lot of people's hearts, people we love, like my parents. So we never let it get to a point where it's gonna, you know, implode or explode or whatever.
Yes, he's a martyr.
Well, and in the early days, when things were really crazy with the band, like the whole Trinity Session stuff, when, you know, I was in all kinds of magazines and stuff was happening and stuff I wasn't ready for or wanted. I never I have two sisters who, one's a fashion model, one's an actress, and that's what they wanted their whole lives. I wanted to have children and stay at home, do laundry. And then all of a sudden all this attention was happening. And I don't think I could have done it if it weren't for my brothers, because they would laugh and make it just fun. My brothers just teased me like they always did, and it's just what we did. One of the things that Mike writes a lot about, or is sort of woven into his songs, are, we all grew up Catholic, and serious Catholic. I went to a convent school, my uncle was a priest, and this is the 60s. When I was little it was pretty hardcore, and then as they got groovy, we went through that whole singing in the church and the groovy priest moment. But when he brings in all these sort of religious aspects of it, or rituals we had, it just brings back my youth as well. And that's what's so great having my brother as my writer, because his youth was mine. His memories are my memories, so they spark moments.
I was taught that there are demons out there, so that's what I believe. Take away my demons, you take away my peace.
There's a line in the song about kneeling, praying and kneeling by the end of the bed, and I can remember my mom going around making us all kneel, at the end of the bed, and putting your hands together and praying, and then that just stops.
Broke my leg at the age of 12, couldn't kneel beside the bed. And then the lesson of habits, the prayers I left for dead. I learned the lesson of habits, the prayers I left for dead.
It takes me to a place, to our childhood home, and all that sort of ritual we had. I mean, I'm glad it's gone, but it was cool when it was happening.
Someday I'll get over you. I'll live to see it all through.
I love singing Dreaming My Dreams with you.
Dreaming my dreams with you.
Even though it's sad and it brings me to a very sad place, I think that when you go to those places, you come out of them feeling better. I've sung it a gazillion times, but it always, brings me to a place of loss and longing, and I think for me, the songs I like best are the sadder songs, or the songs that take you to places that sometimes are maybe scarier to go to, because they do bring out strong emotions.
Misguided angel hanging over me, heart like a Gabriel.
But you just feel the song. It, I think, makes you feel a little less lonely.
Like a Lucifer.
I think when you're happy, you don't need to share as much. You're happy, you're okay. But when you're sad, and you need to know that other people feel that way too, that you're not alone.
Misguided angel, love you till